What is going on, faithful? It is your boy Niner Sickness, accompanied by the Boston hater himself and Mr. Florida Mike. Gentlemen, it is Friday. The weekend is here. How's everybody doing? What's up, Boston? Go ahead and lead it off. How you doing, brother? How was your week?
I'm good. It's a busy week as usual. Um, I'm officially not going to work next week, so
Oh,
it won't
playtime,
be as
playtime.
busy next week. Oh yeah, hooky. I don't know. I don't
But
know
the-
about play, but it's definitely not going to be, you know,
yeah, I got you. Sometimes staying home is more work.
restricted to the workplace, for 70 plus hours during the week. That's not going to happen. So,
I hear that. I hear that.
you
So you're playing hooky.
go in on Sunday. I got to go in Sunday, and next week nothing.
I hear you. What's going on, Tom? Welcome to the show, Tom. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Florida Mike, I passed the mic on to you, bro. How was your week? Are you going to be playing hooky as well?
Nah, man, but my week was phenomenal. My son balled out, man. If you on my Facebook, check it out. Well, it's the story's going now. I have to post it on my page, but my son had a great game. They're in the playoffs, so I'm happy for him, man. Had an interception, a forced fumble, a touchdown, a fourth down and 30-yard conversion, or a fourth and 10 conversion. We got 30 yards. So, he did his thing, 4 or 5 tackles. He did great, man. He got the turnover chain. It was dope.
Man, right on, man. He's on his way, bro, with the next Jerry Rice.
Oh man, hey, I'll take a half of a Jerry Rice. That's cool with me.
You're right. They never got an interception.
True that.
yeah, yeah.
Or
Hey, if he could be a quarter of Jerry Rice, I'll take that. That'd be dope.
So
either
you'll
way.
take a what was his name? Number
don't do
81.
it.
Terrell
Don't.
Owens.
Oh my. What?
I prefer Jerry Rice, but hey, if it's To, it's To too. It's
T.O.
funny is they call him Mike Evans down here. It's funny.
T.O. They call him Mike
Yeah.
Evans over there, really?
Guy, because of with the helmet on, he kind of looks like him. I guess that's what people say. But he don't look like him when it comes off.
Right on, right on. So, man, it is Friday. We're having a prime time football. We're coming off a bye. We're gonna play Sunday night football against the Colts. We're welcoming back Mr. DeForest Buckner. It's gonna be fun football to watch. Prime time, man. What do you guys think about this game?
I think we're not welcoming back DeForest Buckner.
Well, at least for the evening.
I think who we're welcoming back, is Jimmy Garoppolo. That's who we're welcoming back.
I don't know if that's such a welcome, but I hear you.
It's definitely welcome.
I think we're taking them back. This should be the
Yeah,
better word.
injured quarterback, and he comes back because your backup is injured. Yeah, you're welcoming.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, the way we've been playing these two to 2 win 3 losses, we definitely need a healthy Jimmy. The thing is, can he stay healthy? We know when he's healthy, he can win games, he can do some damage. But the problem with Jimmy, man, is just the health. Can he stay healthy? If it's not his knee, it's his ankle. If it's not his ankle, it's his feelings and so on. Can the guy stay healthy, man? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, well, can't worry about that game in and game out. You go out there, he's healthy going in. Let's just hope that when we come out of this one, we come out of it with a victory and a healthy Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep, I hear you. So, what do you think? What do you think, Mike? What do you think? What do you think about this game? What are you looking forward to?
First, I want to say, man, big shout out to the Orlando Niner chapter. Big shout out to our other panel co-host, E-Man. I guess he's not able to make it this evening. So we want to make sure we shout our other brother out.
True.
Big shout out to all the fans on here, the German Niner Empire, the UK, all the way over there in England Niner chapter, and, of course, the California Niner chapter. So let's get to it. So what do I think about this game? I think it's like every other game. It's a win game that we need to win. The next few games on our schedule outside of our division are very winnable games, but what we win has yet to be seen. I think we need to beat this team week by week, take it one game at a time. Of course, me as a Niner fan, I got to shoot from my shoulder. I do want to beat DeForest Buckner. I'm not one of these Niner fans that is crying about him being with the Colts. I can care less. I'm focused on our team and what we got here. So I look at the Colts record over there. It ain't nothing too special. So, we got to win, man, one game at a time. Hopefully, after this bye week, we're well rested. Hopefully, we adjust and change things offensively more so to put us in a position to win instead of being in these tight games where we just don't close out.
Exactly. Just want to real quick welcome everybody that's popping in. Don Dodson, welcome to the show. Corey Davis, what's going on, brother? We have young hitter Josh. What's up, Josh? Welcome to the stream. Make sure you guys share the stream. Let everybody know. I know you guys, especially you, Corey. I know you're in about 1 million groups. Do me a favor and share the podcast, man. Let's make Nathaniel, the Boston hater, smile. There you go.
I know what to make Boston haters smile, Houston. But
Yeah, 2-0. That
yeah.
Keep that score. That'll make me smile.
What
There
inning?
you go.
What inning?
The Boston hater, the Boston Red Sox was playing the Houston Astros.
Yeah, top 7. Yeah, and this would be an elimination game for Boston, by the way. So
Even more to smile, huh?
Oh yeah, bye.
Yep. Don says something. Let me read back what Don said. It says, hey, did you guys hear about the campfire in Paradise, California? I can't say that I have. In 2018, our Niners invited my high school football team and their families to the game after the fire. Oh, that was cool. That was nice of them to do. Very, very nice of them.
Hope everybody's okay after the fire as well, man. I guess California have a lot of, is that like brush fires out there?
Northern California, unfortunately.
Oh,
I don't know if Southern has as many, but Northern.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's insane.
You guys have your share
As a
too?
matter of fact, if you think back about, oh man, this is a while ago, maybe about 11, 12 years ago, might even been more than that. There was a wildfire that they moved the Chargers Monday night game against Miami to Arizona because of the wildfires in San Diego. And it's probably a little further back than I'm thinking. It might have been 2007. Yeah, it was quite a ways back, maybe even before that. But yeah, they canceled a Monday. They moved the Monday night game from San Diego to Arizona.
Did they? Because of the fires, huh? That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. It's that's one thing about California. We don't get earthquakes as that much. Good, thank God for that. But fires seems like every year.
And they were actually letting the fans in free.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a game I went to because it was the day before the Niners had just played the Cardinals, and I was there for that game. So I stayed and saw the Monday night game too.
Don't recall, but who won that game?
But as far as us,
Yeah.
we won.
Oh, okay, I don't.
So, and we won ugly. But we
Cool. Yeah. So Florida, you guys don't get that many fires up in Florida, huh?
Nah, we deal with a lot of hurricanes and alligators.
So you have your share of issues.
Yeah, bro, them hurricanes ain't no joke, man. They cover they go up a whole coast.
Well, when you see a guy trying to get an alligator in his garbage can in front of his house, bro.
Yeah, that happened an hour outside of Orlando.
That says enough right there, bro.
That's what we do, baby. That's how we get our exercise in. We see alligators, we wrestle with them in the morning, and then we come on the sports podcast.
That's crazy.
You would think
You guys
more alligator.
Hey, you guys come to Florida, man. I'll make sure I'll show you some of my alligators in my backyard, man.
As big as I am, bro, I'm staying away from those alligators, bro. They look at me like a buffet table. They're like, they won't even look at you guys.
Yeah, I'm used to it, man.
They'll be like, come here, Poppy.
I done had cookouts in the backyard with them, like about 20
Yeah,
feet away
right.
from me.
What
Yeah,
do you
dead
have?
serious. We got them. We got
Seriously?
them. Yeah, they in
Yeah.
my backyard. We got them.
Yeah, no, I'm not having it, bro. I
I just
moved.
make sure
I moved too
I
slow.
don't. I just make sure I don't pet them. That's all.
I'll just be the Latino, bro. I'll just stick with the pit bulls.
Yeah. Talk about an alligator's a lazy animal. I mean,
They
there were
are.
times we had them, and you step over their backs, and they just sit there. They don't even move.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I gotta tighten this up.
You definitely don't want to get near the banks of the water near an alligator, though, man. You gonna lose that battle.
Yeah, they'll yank you right in there.
Yeah, when they bite you, people think they just eat you up. They drown you.
Yeah. They
And
spin.
then yeah,
They spin. Try to. Yeah.
they'll drown you, and then when you die, they eat you.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I seen this one time on Wildlife, man. I think a lion or a tiger went up to the water to drink some water, and before you knew it, that damn alligator just took it underwater. I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
yep.
you come to Florida, man, you have to deal with hurricanes and alligators, bro. That's a norm for us. We used to hurricanes, man. We get them. We get them every year.
I think the Jaguars need some of that help of those alligators, man, to win some games.
I was thinking they needed a hurricane, actually.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? That something to put a fire underneath their butt. I mean, they finally got a win at home, but it wasn't in their stadium. It was
Had to
overseas.
go all the way abroad to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
that,
play them too, man. We better not lose to them. I know that. I'm gonna be at that game.
Yeah, they just don't have a lot of talent on that team.
no, by that time, Trey Lance should be full goal, bro. So we'll be
Uh-oh.
fine.
Full bench.
Full bench.
Don't start it. Don't start it.
Don't start him.
Nah, don't do it.
50% Trey is better than 100% Jimmy, bro.
And that's a 100% foolish statement.
Mark, what's up, brother? Welcome. I haven't
Oh,
seen
there you go. That's my boy. That's my boy right there. What's going on, Big Marv?
What's up? What's
That's
up?
my guy right there.
Showing you some love.
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Thank you for stopping by, showing some love to the channel, man. Appreciate that. So, we getting Jermichael Hasty back. That should be a great help to that running game because for some reason or another, Trey Sermon is, I guess there's nothing for them to do than just sit there and get one play. And, look at your, Marv says, Lance ain't ready yet. No, I'm talking about the Jaguar game. He'll be ready by then.
Not healthy. It's,
What week is the Jaguar
yeah,
game?
he didn't even.
No, he's not. He's going to be inactive this weekend.
It's a month. From now. Yeah, it's a month from now.
Yeah, he's going to be inactive this weekend. I don't think he's going to play. Trent Williams may play his day to day. I know that Javon Kinlaw's out. He's out.
They're talking about on the IR.
Just to let you know, Nate, you are breaking up. I hear you, and then you kind of go away and then come back in. So do you hear the same thing, Nate, Mike, or is it just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. See, you stop. It's like if you put yourself on mute and then you take yourself off of mute again.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess it's like a delay. I guess I should say.
Let me go back in now. Let's see.
Yeah, because I can see your lips moving, and then the words come after.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a delay like Kyle Shanahan's delay to run his backs. It's a delay like Kyle Shanahan to, effectively use Trey Lance in situations that benefit the team. Until Kyle, like I said, I've defended Kyle Shanahan in past with some situations, but I'm also going to hold him accountable. And if fans want to, give Kyle Shanahan a pass, that's their choice. But I want to see a better, run attempt effort called because we definitely need that, man. So we'll see what he does, man. But yeah, I agree with Bossa Hater on that, man. Seeing Sermon get very low to little to no carries is mind boggling. Your third round draft pick. We know what the man can do coming out of Ohio State. He seems very productive. So we hope that increases and improves. He certainly has shown the ability to run the football when he's given an opportunity. So, we'll see what happens, man. We got the Colts, and this is the NFL. At the end of the day, all those records and all that stuff goes out the window. It's about who shows up on the damn Sunday. So San Francisco should win the game, but Kyle Shanahan. I believe in the first half, if I'm not mistaken, we scored 7 points. Like pretty much, after the Lions game, I think we scored 7 points in the first half as our total. Consecutive games.
Yeah, we definitely have to start fast in that game. I'm this is the thing. I'm hoping that this bye week that we had, not only did players get an opportunity to rest their bodies and recover from injuries, not all of them, obviously, but also a moment of the coaches, Kyle Shanahan, kind of sit back and self-evaluate what he's been doing these last 5 games and what's been working, what hasn't been working, and what kind of adjustments he needs to make. And he needs to remind himself that he needs to commit himself to the run. Just run. You gotta, even if it's not working, you can't, win when your rookie quarterback, first game of his career has more runs than your 2 running backs. That can't happen. If we see a lot of that, we're in trouble.
Absolutely, man. Kyle Shanahan has proven that he can do that, but why is he getting away from that? I don't know. So we'll see what happens coming off this bye week. I expect to see improvement and consistency. I mean, you had enough time now to get this figured out and go back to what works and, stick to your core strengths while implementing new things to help us stay afloat. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Just want to welcome Dina Harvey to the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome. Always a pleasure having you, Dina. Glad to see you. Hope everything is well with you. I hope you had a wonderful, blessed week and get ready to enjoy the weekend. Corey Davis says, please, people, wipe your feet as you're coming in. That's my motto, bro. Don't be taking my motto from over there and bringing it here, but I appreciate it. Smash that like button. Smash that like button for us. Your boy Mark says, just think Kyle has to run a balanced offense scheme. Don't abandon the run because that takes away from the play action. Gotta be well-oiled offense, and Niners will be just fine. You guys want to elaborate on that?
I agree, man. My boy is on point, man. Good shot. Good point, Brother Marv. Kyle has to go back to being balanced. I mean, that's what made us a Super Bowl contender. We were a pretty balanced team that year. And running the football is essential, setting up the pass and executing on the pass plays. So he's absolutely correct. I mean, the league notices this stuff too, man. It's like at some point, man, we got to do it. And I've always talked about, being accountable and doing these things. So I'm going to stay true to what I say. I'm going to hold Kyle Shanahan accountable until I see him create that balance and bring it back.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I just see he needs to mix it up more. You got to be able to. Beto, do you have like a speaker or something on? I mean, I'm getting like a feedback in there. It sounds like I'm hearing my own voice.
No?
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you don't have speaker on, how are you hearing us?
How about now? Did it go away?
I don't hear it now.
You don't hear it?
No.
Okay, and I still have the speakers on, so it's just...
Okay. I was going to say, I knew there was a speaker on. I'm like, how in the world are you hearing us?
It's just, I can hear what you're saying in your brain, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
Like right now, I just didn't like that thought about me right now. I don't appreciate that.
Anyway, where I was going with this was, I believe that they make Kyle needs to. Yeah, I'm hearing it again, Beto.
Really?
Yeah,
just so sensitive.
Mm-hmm. But what it is he needs to mix it up, where obvious run. Don't make the run obvious. Get into those heavy run sets and pass. Get into those spread formations and run. You've got to keep them off balance. If you don't keep them off balance, they're going to be able to load up on you and make things more difficult for our offense when it shouldn't be that difficult. We have a lot of talent out there. Um, we're going to be in a position probably where we're not going to have our left tackle.
Yeah.
So, you
Well,
know, uh, straight drop back situations are not really good for backup linemen.
uh-huh.
So, we're going to want to help him with, maybe some assistance on pass protection. Um, and definitely play action makes that easier.
Yeah, definitely. Is that better for the?
Yeah, I'm not hearing it now.
Okay, cool. I'll just put my ears on. But man, I am coming. Hold on, bro. Just okay. I guess I just haven't had these monitors in my ears for a week and a half now, and man, I'm hearing myself really loud. Not used to it, I guess, but for a minute. But yeah, we definitely got a Marv, excuse me, makes a very valid point. We got to stick with the works, man. We got to be consistent in the run game. We got to be able to continue to run because that does open up the play action and allows us to be able to do what we do best. The game against the Colts, and I'm going to ask this to Mike, and then I'll ask Nate. The game against the Colts on offense, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to the Colts or not, but which player do you think might give us more problems in this game offensively?
I mean, I haven't really sat here and watched the Colts like that, but knowing our team, if we just execute and do what the hell we supposed to do, it don't really matter what damn players they got over there. It ain't like they got some DeAndre Hopkins type guy in our division or that kind of quarterback with Russell Wilson back there. That could be game changers. They're a team that is struggling right now that I'm aware of, and they're going to come in there wanting to win. DeForest Buckner, especially individually, is going to come in there. He got a chip on his shoulder. He said that in his interview. I watched it, and that's fine. They can do all that they want. We do what we're supposed to do. We win. Simple as that. We are a better team across the board. Losing our left tackle though it hurts, but at the end of the day, next man up got to step up. No excuses. So we do what we're supposed to do. We got enough talent to beat them, and we should be fine.
Yeah, and Trent Williams is day to day. I mean, I think he'll play Sunday night.
Also,
Well, we'll find. Did he practice today? You guys hear?
No, he's doubtful, but that's where he's listed right now.
Well, we do have until Sunday night compared to Sunday,
Yeah, true.
so that if anything that helps a little bit. But we'll see. If he's not a go, it's going to be the other kid, the young kid, right? Stepping up, and I was hoping if he ever came in, he would come in for McClinchy, not necessarily for Trent. But it is what it is. Hopefully, what was his name? Jalen, right? Jalen Moore. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so hopefully we don't see him. Hopefully we'll see Trent, but if not the case, then that's going to be scary for Jimmy, man. What's your thoughts? Let's say Trent doesn't play, and Jalen Moore comes in. What do you think the Niners need to do different to kind of take the pressure off this young rookie?
Well, I kind of explained some of that already, but more so, you're going to need to, maybe run the heavy sets to his side, as far as, the strong side to his side, where you got a tight end to help chip on pass protection, perhaps maybe sliding the protection his way. Where you get a guard to assist him. You can mix that up too, because if you do that the same way all the time, they counteract that as well. So,
Okay, any thoughts to that, Mike?
like I say, man, go out there and execute whatever we do. We can call out the plays and get creative and do the basic stuff all we want. But if you don't execute on the coaching side, and in addition to the players, of course, in all three phases of the game, it don't even matter, man. Like I'm a kind of guy that don't really sit around and worry about what the other team got. Unless they got some generational talent over there, I ain't worried about no damn Colts. I'm focused on what the hell we supposed to be doing. So I ain't worried about none of them.
You ain't worry about no coats, huh?
Hell no, man. I ain't worried about no damn Colts, man. You
Uh,
know, they got a losing record, ain't it?
uh, they're 2-4, so they're definitely worse than
Yeah,
us
man.
right
Ain't worried
now.
about no damn Colts, man. We almost beat the undefeated team in the league, man, with a backup rookie quarterback. So I ain't worried about no damn Indianapolis. Um, like I say, man, what I'm more concerned about is just Kyle's ability to not maximize his potential. That's it. And I'm gonna keep harping on that until he runs the damn ball and have a mix. As Boston Hader and my boy Marv alluded, they are both correct. And we've been preaching that on this show ever since. We've seen it. So we need to see it. Like I said, I don't want to hear nothing from Kyle Shanahan. No post talk, game talk, no pregame talk. I stopped watching him right when we went into the bye. I've heard enough. I want to see action. I want to see results. So I will hold Kyle Shanahan accountable every week on this damn show until I see it, and hopefully he can hear my damn voice.
Yeah. If you shout loud enough, you probably will. But yeah, you know what? This whole week, I've been hearing a lot of hate towards Kyle.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
That's funny.
Why is that?
I mean, it was just funny, man. I just laughed because the type of hate people are giving. If we were winning, they would still probably be okay because the results is a W. But I'm still upset with his approach to the game. Because let's be honest, man. Arizona was a winnable game. All our games were winnable games. It ain't like we got blown out. We talking about a possession. You know, that we've lost by or less, 7 or less points as a final outcome. So let's say we win every game except the Seattle game. I'll take that as a loss because I think we came back later in the game. But the other games, we could easily be 4-1. Had we been 4-1, people probably be okay. They're like, hey, the Niners getting ugly wins. I'm not okay with the way we look. Whether we win, of course, I would like to win, but I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like what we're doing. So, that's just me.
I'll tell you what my chief concern with this game is.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts have a pretty formidable running back and a very good offensive line. If those two forces meet and we're not up to the task on the run defense, it's going to be a real problem. It's going to be tough sledding.
And I think Nelson, their guard, came back. He'll be playing from injury.
Yeah, that's all pro right there. First team all pro. 3 of his 4 years in the league. Right? He was the second team his rookie year, and I think first team ever since. I don't particularly think that, I think our interior line is very up and down. Javon Kinlaw being out hurts that drastically.
Yeah.
Because he is probably on the interior our best run defender on that line. So that's not a positive. So I'm hoping that, we can come up with some ways to really make that look, like we can keep that together and stay in those run fits and not put ourselves in a bunch of predicaments where they're getting short yardage, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Hopefully we can have them in 3rd and 7s and longer, 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners are losing record as well, right? So is the Colts. But the Niners, in my opinion, on paper, have a more complete team. But let's be honest, we haven't been playing up to our potential. A lot of that is attributed to play calling taking a step back. So for me, the reason why I say I'm not worried about the Colts, because I feel like if Kyle Shanahan gets the most out of his play calling, even with the injuries, we still have the ability as a talented team across the board for a completion duration of a game to beat the Indianapolis Colts. And of course, what Buster Hader just said, that applies to every week, not just the Colts. Don't matter how stout. If you come out soft against Jacksonville, you'll lose. It don't matter who it is, Even though the Colts have a running game and a defensive line and stuff, again, if you come out, we saw that the year we went to the Super Bowl when we lost to the Falcons. We didn't come like we did against New Orleans and we lost. So like I said, that's why I'm more concerned with us. It ain't got nothing to do with the team or their record. When we played Arizona, I said the same thing. At the end of the day, it's all about who couldn't play to win that day and execute the best. That's it. Records 5-0, 2-4. None of that means anything to me. If a team is not like dominating so much to the point where they're blowing everybody out, everybody's beatable in any given week. I haven't really seen a team just go through the whole league blowing everybody out. So we'll see what happens, man. But I don't know. My concern is just the consistency of being inconsistent. It's not like injuries. Like last year, injuries was a bigger issue than it is this year so far. We have some key players out this game, but last year we had an injury bug that was out of control. This year, we had some injuries in key positions, but we're getting out coached. That's more concerning to me than other teams and what they do, other players and worry about what they have. I want to see Kyle Shanahan maximize his potential and get back to being a successful football coach in this league.
Yeah, I hear you. I like what Marv was saying. The coaching calls for the Colts haven't been that great either. They've been having their issues there. I want to ask you guys, I know kind of where I expect what Nate, the Boston Hater response may be, but I want to ask you, Mike McClinchy. This guy, I was watching someone show the All-22 film on this guy for about 45 minutes before the show started, and he had one of his worst games in his career. And, he's terrible. And Nate refuses to see it. He thinks that he's okay because he's number 14 in the PFF ratings, blah, blah, blah. But the dude sucks. He can't protect. He can't cover. He can't do shit. Excuse my language. And I don't know what your thoughts on him, but he got to go, man.
Did you feel that same way about Mike McGlinchey when we went to the Super Bowl and went 13-3?
Not as bad, but I felt like that for him as well. I never liked him.
But that's my point. Does wins and success make somebody?
But what does that got to do with his play this year? I'm sorry not to interrupt you, but what does that got to do with his playing this year? 2019 is 2019. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about based on what he's done this year is what I'm basing him on. I can care less about 2019.
Is his year, this first 5 games, any worse than 2019 first 5 games?
I don't remember what.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. We don't remember because it was a season in a flash in the pan, but we're looking at these games instead of his, total body of work. For me, I'm not going to sit here and, I hold players accountable. So, yes, I agree with you to the extent of if this 5 games he hasn't been playing up to par and you feel that way, I understand that. But at the same time, I also understand we probably played some of our hardest games early in the season. The rest of these games on paper, all right, I'm only saying on paper, aren't as, I don't think he'll have as difficult assignments. I mean, we played some defenses too that, showed up and played decent. The Eagles front 7, for example, is not something I would say is a cakewalk. Outside of Detroit, everybody else has had some, solid type of defensive presence in their front line, So Mike McGlinchey having issues. Now, I'm going to ask you this. What is there a particular game, or are you saying all 5 games that you have an issue with Mike McGlinchey?
This last game against Arizona was the worst of his play. Not only the penalties, but even that play, and I told this to Nate earlier, the play where Lance got hurt. He just allowed the defender to get around him and didn't even block him, and because of that, he was able to go down to Lance's ankles and pull him down. That's where he suffered his injury, and it just
So
I don't know. He just seems like he can't block, and we know he has issues pass blocking, but it just seems like left and right. If it's not a penalty, he's letting somebody get by and hurting. He's getting our quarterbacks killed back there.
so let me ask you a question. You brought up the Cardinals game. How many times has McGlinchey in his San Francisco career blocked for a quarterback that's capable of extending the play?
I'm sorry. Repeat that question. I was reading the comment.
How many times has Mike McGlinchey protected a quarterback that has extended the play while he's been with the San Francisco 49ers?
I mean, I would have to look at the film to give you more accurate.
Well, I mean, look at our quarterbacks. Garoppolo, he doesn't extend like Trey Lance would. Nick Mullins definitely doesn't do any damn thing. And Beathard didn't do anything. So what I'm saying is,
have you watched film on McGlinchey though, or you just going based? I mean, have you watched all 22 on him, or you just going based on what?
Well, I'm going based on the fact that in the Cardinals game, since you referenced that game, he's playing with another quarterback. He's been playing with Garoppolo his career. You throw a rookie in there for the first time that's mobile, it's a different type of, adjustment. So for me, I'm not going to critique him on that individual game because, to be fair, despite his 4 games that you perceive as playing poor, when you play with another quarterback that's capable of extending, your blocking has to adjust to that quarterback. He's going to run. You got to hold the block longer. It ain't like Garoppolo where he just dropped back and look for the over the middle, plays. Trey Lance can go deep. Trey Lance can run. He has a lot more versatility to his skill set. So I don't think that that particular game, especially when we have a lot of ball games left, should be the judgment all, because the same people talking this stuff was also the same crowd that was talking bad about our defensive coach, and now all of a sudden they love him, or they like him, they appreciate him more. So, let's be real. You was criticizing the defensive coach not too long ago. Now you got nothing to say about him. So, a couple games, defensive coach, man, he's new. He's doing this, he's doing that, or he ain't doing this. Well, when after that, couple games, now people are like, damn, he's pretty solid. He got 4 down stops. He, makes adjustments. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not a roller coaster guy. I wait until I see the body of work. Now, if his first 5 games isn't up to par and to expectations, okay, fine. Like Kyle Shanahan, I'm holding him accountable, but I would never say fire the man. We don't have a coach to replace him that's better than him. I'm not going to say McGlinchey sucks when we're going to play 5 games and it's a long season.
If we do the all 22, I can guarantee you he's done more bad plays in the last 5 games than good plays.
But Mike McGlinchey is one person, the offensive line. Have we not upgraded our O-line this year?
We have. But Thomason was also blocking for a rookie quarterback. He didn't play that bad.
Okay, but Thomason also is in a situation where, okay, you got this side over here, you got that side over there, and you say Thomason didn't play bad, but is Thomason playing great? Is he playing to his maximum expectations?
He's playing well.
Okay, he's playing well, right? But we're having a losing record. We're not really running the ball like we should, and our O-line on paper is better than the 2019 year, but they're not playing up to par as a unit. So I'm not going to isolate one guy on the line. I'm going to look at the entire unit, because the reality is our unit is not maximizing the potential that the paper says that they're supposed to be. This line came into the season, many of us thought it was going to be our best line that we had in a long time. But we're not playing like it. And part of that is because Kyle Shanahan is contributing to not giving the line an opportunity to go out there. You said he has pass blocking issues, McGlinchey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are we not doing enough of? Run. We're doing more pass, or we're doing, lining up Kittle to help block, things like that. We're not running effectively. We're running use check, Deebo Samuel here and there. That's not to the strength. So if Mike McGlinchey is a guy that is a run blocker better than a pass blocker, from what you're saying, then wouldn't his skills be more heightened if we run the ball? My whole point is we don't have enough running samples in the last few games. Trey Sermon got 1 carry. against Arizona?
Yeah, for 7 yards.
Elijah Mitchell got 9 carries.
Mm-hmm.
Between those two, you have 10 carries. Is that what it is? 10 attempts? Not enough. So how can you criticize Mike McGlinchey for not holding his end of the bargain if his strength is running when we're not running the ball? That's what I'm getting.
So that excuses them to screw up in the other areas because we're not running the ball enough.
If he has issues pass blocking, which has been an issue since he got here, this ain't nothing new because you guys were saying this before that. So my whole thing is, if pass blocking was an issue then and it's an issue now, why are we going to critique him for his pass blocking and not look at his overall body of work? He's not getting an opportunity to really display his body of work because he's being limited by a limited coach right now with his play calling. If you're saying to me that he's a pass blocker and we're not running the ball but 10 damn times and his strength is run blocking, I mean, you tell me. Make it make sense. How is he supposed to exceed expectations when he's not utilizing his strength? His strength is run blocking. So run the ball, and you might see less of him getting beat on passing.
In that game,
Trey ran a lot of designed runs, and his improvising runs.
So if that's his bread and butter, why didn't you protect him?
But again, like I asked you, how many times has he played with the mobile quarterback? You're asking him to have a maximized potential with a guy he's never played with. It's one game. It's like if you
no, it's just
you go
not
on
that
the blind.
Game. That's just happened to be his worst game, but he's been bad all other 4 games as well.
But has he been bad in the run blocking when we ran the ball? Because we don't run it that much.
No, we know he's good at run blocking. I mean,
okay,
but he's not good at pass blocking, and he needs to step up his game.
But if Trey Lance is a new quarterback that you've never played with, and he runs on design as opposed to improvising, you got to adjust your type of run. His run blocking strength is with the guy that's not extending the plays. He has a guy now who can extend plays. So one game and say he sucks, it's not enough. Let's see how he does the rest of the season first.
In this game.
Okay, he sucks in this game to you. But at the end of the day, it's one game with a brand new quarterback. I think it's a little bit premature to call a guy sucks when he has never had reps with Trey Lance in a live game. You know, okay, did you feel that he sucked when Trey Lance came in the second half against Seattle and played better than he did against Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. His level of suckage to you, even in that game, we still didn't run the ball with our backs like we should have. And we only lost by 7 points.
Excuses, though, bro. We're not running the ball enough, so
hold on. I'm done. Enough. You know what?
Well, you can be done all you want. It don't matter. I don't give a shit if you're done.
Baby,
clean yourself up if you're done, bro.
This is a complete and total this is nonsense. All right?
Nonsense to you.
There's only so much you can say about one player. How long has this been going on now? Come on. Move on.
He sucks.
Got a whole team to talk about.
But we're not done talking about him.
Yeah. Well,
just because you're done doesn't mean we're done. You can be done all you want. That's fine. But doesn't mean I'm done. You speak for me?
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, do you speak for me?
All right. Okay. This is too much. Yeah, it's way too much.
Anyways, to finish off the cap, and I don't care if we move on to stay, that's fine with me. I'm catering to the fans right now. But at the end of the day, I think
all I'm saying is, if I say, okay, you guys don't have to agree that he sucks, and you guys have your reason. But if I say, why is it nonsense? Because I'm saying it.
No,
just because I'm saying that, this is where I'm getting upset. This is my opinion.
That is not where I'm going.
That's what your comment said.
No.
Should I bring it up?
Hey, what the comment says is, yeah, okay. My opinion is it's nonsense. Okay. But bottom line is, this is the Mike McGlinchey podcast?
No. I understand what you're talking about overall, but I'm just saying, why is it because I brought up a thing that we didn't agree on, we can't discuss it? Why does it have to be nonsense or be over with immediately? Because
over discussed. That's my point. Yeah, there's nobody on this team, not one, that deserves the amount of time you just gave Mike McGlinchey.
Well, and then who else should we talk about then?
You got 52 others. Take your pick.
That's what I'm asking you. Who should? And then, by all means, bring someone up.
If you want to bring somebody up that really needs to be in question, there's a guy by the name of Brandon Ayuk that I would love to show up this year.
All right, let's talk about him. Absolutely.
You know, um, you're getting word now from one of his teammates. As a matter of fact, it's the other wide receiver. It's Debo that
Hmm.
said he has expectations for him coming Sunday night. He feels like this is going to be his coming out game.
I hope so.
I don't know what gives him the indication that that's the case, but I hope like hell he's right.
Maybe it's just supporting him, trying to like push him.
Maybe, or maybe he's seeing something that he hasn't seen. I don't know, but nonetheless, he came out publicly and said, "Hey, he's ready."
You know that the nice thing about doing that as a leader, though, it's Debo is bringing that publicly. Is also can be a way of kind of like pushing BAs, like, you know what, I believe in you. We believe in you. Step up, and I like that. A leader should do that.
Yeah.
The fact that he's talking highly about him. That's,
is he de facto calling him out though?
well, it's the cup half full, half empty kind of thing. You know, I hear what you're saying. He probably, if he's calling him out, he's calling him out in a nice way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. BA hasn't played up to par. I mean, the way he played last year.
Beto, do you think BA sucks?
Okay, now we're going back to that same channel. No.
We can,
Hey, don't look at your boy over there. Don't look at me.
Man, stop with all that. I asked you a question, man. I don't care about it. I'm asking you a question. So you know, Boston Hater said he's tired of McGlinchey. We go to BA. I'm asking a question about BA. In that, do you think he sucks? I'm asking you.
He's struggling this year, but he's not. Well, I don't know about struggling. I don't know if that's the right word. He just hasn't done what we know he's capable of doing. But I don't think he sucks at all.
What is he capable of doing to you?
Sucks.
What is he capable of doing?
This is my issue with when I look at Brandon Ayuk. I just look at it as, first of all,
how you doing, Javier?
He was getting open last year in ways that he's not now. And as a matter of fact, there's this thing they track. I don't, for what it's worth. It's Amazon, AWS, track that he had another yard of separation on average last year than he's had so far this year. And I just kind of find that as weird. He should still be getting open the same way. He doesn't have any more traffic going his way. He's just not getting open for whatever reason.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting open. Like this game against the Cardinals, to be honest with you, the rookie, all the veterans did not help him. Not even Debo. Debo dropped the ball twice, I believe. BA made a couple of catches, but if you watch the all 22 against Arizona, you can see where the veterans did not help out the rookie quarterback out at all. Starting from the offensive line to, I think the only one that was positive was Juice back there. Everyone there. I mean, that one drop by number 6, and I'm not even going to mention his name. And credit to Nate. You never liked him in the first place anyway. You never cared about number 6. So, and number 6 did play like trash. That was a great, the ball landed in his hands, bro. How you drop that ball like that and not help out your rookie quarterback? So he was not helped at all. I mean, that game, maybe I was emphasizing a lot on one player frustration, I guess, but there was enough to go all the way around in that particular game.
Okay, so if the theme is going to be this guy is not living up to the expectation, this guy not either, if that's what we're talking about, then I'm asking the question to the both of you. You don't have to answer, but you can. If Deebo Samuel is our leading receiver, do you have a problem with that when we have George Kittle, who normally is our best receiving option?
I don't have a problem with him being the leading receiver. What I do have a problem with was the fact that George Kittle was not targeted the way he should have been targeted. Because Deebo having 500 yards after 5 games, that's kind of a pace that I wouldn't expect Kittle to keep that pace. And I don't know that I expect Deebo to keep that pace either. he's playing some nice football, and kudos to him. But Kittle still needs to be targeted, probably more than anybody on the team.
I agree.
Of course, he's out right now, so that
Right.
doesn't.
Well, my whole point of asking that is, if Kittle's targeted more, does Debo have those type of games?
You can still target them both.
Yeah.
Sure, you can, but does he have Debo's getting more targets without Kittle getting the targets? Like, if you target them both, he might not get targeted as much. It'll be a little bit more even. So his,
But I
the
don't
way
think the
he's
lack of targeting Kittle was because D was getting the ball more. It was just that
no,
we're
no,
not going
no.
as
I'm
well.
not. I'm not saying that. If you heard my initial question, I asked you, do you have a problem with Kittle not being the leading receiver, as we expect him? And
No.
I asked that because if the whole point is, if Kittle's not getting targeted enough, I'm saying if Debo still gets that with them having even targets, great. But I don't see that happening if they get, Kittle more targets. I think Debo still has good games, but I don't know that he's top 5 receiving in the league, like the pace he's been going, 200
Well,
something, whatever he's been getting.
to answer that, Debo has not really been targeted any extraordinary amount of times. You could actually get Kittle the necessary targets he get and still target Debo as much as you've been targeting him. You're getting targets to guys that are like, you're not throwing to Kittle, but you're throwing to him. It's
Yeah.
like they're not even catching the ball. What you throwing to them for? So that's why I say you need to target the guy that you should trust. And why is it that, there was 2 games that Ross Dwelly was targeted more than George Kittle.
Yeah.
Explain that.
They were using him more for blocking, and he don't
ran
get paid all that
more
money to
routes.
block. Only.
He's playing tackle.
Yeah.
In a couple of games. The first 2 games, Kittle was playing tackle.
Okay.
He actually was in on pass protection more than he ran pass routes, let alone getting targeted.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Beto. So with that being said, we just named a handful of individual players that are not living up to the responsibility. Their potential, which goes back to my original point. It goes back to coaching. Do we value the coaching more than the players letting down, as you say, they suck or not performing? If Brandon Ayuk's not performing his potential, if Kittle's not getting targeted enough, if McGlinchey sucks at you, again, what is the coach doing to help put them in the situations to maximize? That's his job. I'm not letting off Kyle Shanahan. I don't give a damn.
No,
I'm going to Kyle Shanahan.
And you shouldn't. You should hold him. Everybody should hold him accountable.
I understand Mike McGlinchey can't. Kyle Shanahan can't block or target himself. I get
He gets
that.
holding. It's not his fault for holding.
But I also understand that you can't call design run plays with a quarterback that naturally can improvise on his own athletic ability and expect McGlinchey to perform when he's not great at. He hasn't had the opportunity to run block in that way with a mobile quarterback ever. This is first time playing with one. I'm just saying, I feel like as a coach, you got to hide your weaknesses and show your strengths, and you got to do something to where you maximize the energy from your team. If Brandon Ayuk is having issues, he's a first round pick, then damn it, target his ass more and get him going. Like, you found ways for Debo. Why? You got Muhammad Sanu. Y'all call him number 6. You got Muhammad Sanu getting targets. Why the hell you can't do that with Ayuk? Every target that Sanu and N.W.A gets can go to Ayuk. Give him more opportunity.
He's not getting open. I
kind
of answered that earlier.
Okay, you say he's not getting open, but
you can't get the ball to someone that's not getting open.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's every single play that he's not getting the ball, right? You say he's not getting open, but I'm pretty sure there are plays where I ain't sit here and watch every single route that he's ran, but I'm pretty sure there are some routes where he does get an opportunity, but they don't target. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I just find it funny. He got separation last year. Something's going on this year where it's a little different. And I'm starting with the coaching. I'm going straight to the top.
Well,
that's how I see it.
I'm no disagreement. At least for me, no disagreement. It does have to start with the coaching. The coaches has to put the players in the best positions to play their best, but players also have to execute as well. So there's a blame to go a little bit all over the place.
Sure. I mean, that's yeah, you're right. with that. But like I said, I'm going to emphasize coaching more than the player's execution.
And they should
And
he should be held to a higher standard because he's a head coach.
and I'm going to piggyback off of what both of you are saying. Um, the thing that I see about Ayuk's lack of production, uh, first of all, not being targeted. Um, you know, Kyle has this reputation for being able to scheme people open. Well, if Ayuk is supposed to be this essential part of your offense, why aren't you trying to scheme him into
That's a good point.
more
Valid
favorable
point.
situations? Because they're not doubling him.
Yeah.
So what's the
What's the issue?
yeah, the issue here? I mean, you really need to put emphasis on we need to get him going. So let's do some things to help him get some more separation so that we can maybe build a little bit more confidence because he didn't seem to come in to the groove this year. I mean, last year he just kind of fit
All
right
right, bro,
in and
Marv.
did, yeah, and did what he go ahead, you were saying
Real quick,
something, Beto?
Nate, I'll let you get back to your point. Marv
Go ahead.
just leaving the show. I just want to say thank you for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting your boy Florida Mike. You're always welcome, bro. Always welcome to join us again. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Marv, coming through, bro.
Go ahead, Nate. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Uh, yeah, so why isn't that happening? See, there's a lot of questions, but most of the questions that I have, they all lead back to at the end of the day, the head coach, every last one of them. So, you know, I could, and Javier, I don't hear him putting out blame, but I could care less who he blames. The bottom line is when you've got the talent he has and you were able to scheme people open when you had lesser talent, why can't you scheme open guys like Brandon Ayuk? Why can't you scheme open why can't
Especially when
George
that's
Kittle
his
be in
forte, right?
pass yeah,
You make
that's what
sense.
you're known for.
No
Yeah.
argument there. Yeah, you know, there's no argument there. You're right. This is what Kyle Shanahan is known to scheme up the ability to open up his receivers. And Brandon Ayuk is a pretty good receiver, and yet we're finding ourselves in a situation when he's not being targeted. And why is he not being open? Is it and it has to be Kyle. It has to be Kyle just not putting his best players in a position to execute and be the best of what they can do to serve as the best of their ability, and that's what Kyle's lacking in. What's up? Real quick, I just want to acknowledge my boy Joseph, the Cardinal Rules. Great guy, man. Was on his show. Great guy. He says there are 64 starting tackles in the NFL. McClinchy currently has the 32nd highest grade among tackles, and there are a lot of teams in the NFL who would trade their right tackle for him. And this is coming from a Cardinal
Facts.
fan.
Facts.
Okay, you're not
So,
helping me
Beto,
here. You're not
what's your
helping me here,
reaction to
Joseph.
that? What's your reaction to
And
that?
hold on. And the vast
Just kidding.
majority of those guys that are ahead of him, the vast majority of them are left tackles. And everybody expects the left tackle to be better than the right tackle. So
Listen, I
yeah,
think my
I mean,
wife's the
that's
most
not
most beautiful person in the world, but there's times where there's not good days, man. So I understand there's worse tackles than him. I understand all that, but that doesn't excuse the holding. That doesn't excuse allowing the player defender to get by you, putting the pressure on the quarterback, but the quarterback can make his plays. I don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated, but
Well, I mean, I agree with
and
Javier Rios.
but
on
I,
what?
I'm
On
gonna
the
go back. Same to what Beto just said, but I'm gonna take that same thing back to once again, that your right tackle is an excellent run blocker and a very average at best pass protector. So if you're the head coach that is the one that schemes things up, and you think that maybe he's going to have some trouble with that defensive end over
I know
there.
where you're going.
What
Yeah.
do you do?
Go the other way.
Yeah. See, we don't need to help the left tackle. The left tackle is an animal.
That's where you should focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
You
our
do.
left tackle's out,
So
then what do you do?
Wow, you're really making
pray.
pray. Yeah, yeah. Oh, say oh shit. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, you don't want to. We don't want to go there, bro.
Well, he might scheme better because we have lesser talent. That's my point.
Let me
And I,
tell you what you do in a case where your tackles are outmatched by defensive ends. What you do is you come up with all these ways to chip on one side and double team on the other. So basically, you double team on, let's say you double team on the right and you slide your protection to the left. I mean, there's ways to do it, you know,
To take the pressure
but
off him. Yeah.
yeah, to make it less so.
well, when I talked about Javier Rios' comment, it was referring strictly to his comment about Kyle blames everyone but himself. Um, I feel similar to that. I've never heard Kyle Shanahan, come out and directly just blame everyone, but I also have not seen him be accountable, and I also see him talk about team execution. So that is why I say I agree with Javier Rios' assessment of that, because when you indirectly say nothing, I mean, when you say nothing about yourself and hold it to the team's lack of execution and we got to play better, then you're not being accountable. And I've talked about it on the show. You guys asked me who's going to hold Kyle Shanahan accountable. He's the highest guy out there. He does his thing. Again, we got a GM that's in a position to do such. I mean, we have York in a position to do such. And if you give Kyle Shanahan the keys to this franchise and just let him do what he do, but it's not getting the results that you need, when you have the talent there, you got to say something. You got to pull his coattail. I'm not saying you got to do it publicly, but I don't get the impression that York is going to step up to the plate and hold him accountable today. I think he's just going to keep sitting back and hoping things get better until the pressure's on more and more. But if we keep losing, he'll have no choice but to at least react some type of way. But right now, I don't see that out of York. And this is why I personally feel Kyle Shanahan is a guy who had a good year, 1 year, and he's a brand new coach, and it kind of got a little to his head. This is what I feel. Am I right? I don't know. But, you think about it. If you come to a job and you've never done this job, but you do exceedingly well and surpass expectations sooner than later, you're kind of going to think highly of it. You're going to be confident in yourself at the minimum. So if a guy has success and he's been told how good of a play caller he is, he's this, he's that, who can tell you anything? You know what I mean? And right now, I just see Kyle Shanahan not having any accountability above him, and this is why he's doing his things his way, and it's not helping the team. Hopefully, he gets back to doing what works and maybe humbling himself a little. But again, I don't know that he's arrogant, but it kind of comes across that way.
But didn't he have the same people above him in 2019?
And then didn't he have a 13-3 record in 2019?
Yes.
Yeah. And you watch the
There you go.
games. Didn't he do things differently than what he's doing now?
Yeah.
That's the part you got to really look at.
Did
not
he
whether
have
or not doing things different.
Yeah.
He had 15 rushing yards attempts at least in 2019 with multiple backs. This year, 10 or less, I'm not having it.
Do you think the difference this year between 2019 is that we drafted Trey Lance and he's trying to figure out a way how to play both of those quarterbacks and he's not focusing on one thing?
No.
I don't think he is. I think other people are focused on it. He is pretty clear about what he wants to do, and he doesn't really seem that interested in having him there out there on the field. He's pretty much said straight up.
So Trey's on the field out of necessity, not out of want.
Yeah.
For the most
part. Okay.
Yeah, if he's out there, as the main quarterback, little play here or there, he wants him for that. But other than that, he wants him on the sideline. He basically wants this to be a redshirt year.
I'm going to bring this up. We talked about on this show how Kyle Shanahan, and I've said this. I'm going to say me. I've talked about on this show how Kyle Shanahan has had the ability to produce quarterbacks that were, average or lesser than average, but made them look better than what they are. Matt Schwab, Matt Ryan, RG3, the list goes on. Hell, even Garoppolo. Well, the reality is Kyle Shanahan only had a mobile quarterback for a season. I didn't have a big body of work to really evaluate that off of. So now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. It's one game, but it's just Kyle Shanahan does not seem to. I don't think the league's caught up with him. I hear people say that. I think Kyle Shanahan's ego is in his way, and I think he thinks more of himself and what he like. Look, man, I'm gonna cut it straight. You don't have George Kittle run around on a sweep and Debo do something similar like that, and Juszczyk do something similar. Stop getting cute. Just run the damn ball like you've been doing when Mostert's playing. If Raheem Mostert was in the game or available this season, do we have 10 rushing attempts?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? Why does that stop? When we had before, people forget Matt Breida was the guy. We called him Breida the Cheetah. He was the guy, but then when he got hurt, Mostert came along and played exceptionally well, above expectations. And then he became that guy. Then we got Coleman. Then Coleman came in or whatever and rotate. But the bottom line is he used multiple backs multiple times, more than 10 rushing attempts in collective total. So to answer your question in detail about 2019 having similar guys, the difference is we ran the ball more than 10 times. We did things different. We targeted Kittle more. We did a lot of things more different. This year, we're doing less of what made us successful. It's mind-boggling. So I'm not worried about Mike McGlinchey not blocking as well as you say. He ain't been blocking as well since he got here unless we run. I don't care. I ain't worried about Brandon Ayuk right now. I mean, yeah, should he play better? Sure. But I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm going straight to the source with Kyle Shanahan. That's how I feel. And I don't care about none of the players not maximizing their potential. I want to see if Kyle maximizes potential, Brandon Ayuk and McGlinchey will maximize their potential. That's what I'm getting at. We've seen it before when he called plays in 2019 and run the damn ball. Did Brandon Ayuk not maximize his potential that year? Did Mike McGlinchey not have a better year? You see what I'm saying?
Actually,
let's hold it.
He might have maximized his potential that year, but it was at Arizona State. So, yeah, because Brandon Ayuk wasn't on the team.
I know what he meant.
Okay.
I know what he meant.
Okay. He wasn't on the team that year, but when he got on the team, he maximized his potential. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't matter what, Yeah.
I see it,
but
I'm just with you.
Hey, but the whole point is Kyle Shanahan has shown the ability to maximize when we had a good year and when we didn't have a good year. But this year, we have a healthier team for the most part, and he's going to regress. So, I don't know how everyone outside of this panel feels, but I'm sure you guys agree with me. But I'll stand on this until he proves me incorrect and runs the ball at least 15 times. E-Man, welcome to the show. E-Man asks, do we hold John Lynch accountable?
But John
He's not calling plays.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think we've got talent on the team, and he's the one that brought in these players. I'm not really worried about the talent. I'm pretty pleased with what we have as a roster. Yeah. But what I'm upset is how they're being utilized.
Yeah, he's doing his job. He's bringing players to the roster. Is how
can I really hold him accountable? Only to the fact that him and Lynch and Shanahan are kind of joined at the hip. If it comes down to getting rid of one, I say get rid of both. That's not where I'm at yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that if it ever does come to that point, then they both go.
And to add to that too, I'm also tired of hearing people say that Lynch has no control of. You're happy. Lynch has no control over the team. It's just Kyle Shanahan. He's a true general manager. Lynch does his part. Like you said, they're joined at the hip, right? One doesn't say more than the other. So, unless you guys think that Kyle has more say-so than Lynch on the field, but I'm talking about general.
Not on the field.
On the field is Kyle.
Outside of that, I just want to point out, Kyle hired John,
Mm.
if you remember. So who's really the boss?
Obviously, it's not Jed. That's for sure. That little squirm is hiding
Right?
somewhere.
Let's put it this way. When he comes out, you don't want him to come out too. You want him to do
Well,
that
yeah,
in private, because when he comes out, all the heads are going to roll.
that's true. Valid
Yeah.
point.
We don't really want to
When he
hear from
steps
him.
out, it's because there's
Yeah.
going to be a
Yeah.
change in coaching. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to hear from him right now. You keep that private. If you got something to say to Kyle, you get in his ear, and we should never hear about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so at the end of the day, you guys, we do agree that Kyle Shanahan is definitely in his own head. I think he's his worst enemy when it comes to game planning. I don't know what type of formula, what his game plans were this year, what he tried to change, but when you go into a game like Arizona with a rookie quarterback, and unfortunately he has more runs than your other running backs, and the whole thing that he don't like Trey Sermon, or they have hey, leave your ego at the door. You're there to coach and coach your player, and if you don't want your player to be coached, then he should be on the team or shouldn't be on the field.
Shouldn't be on the team.
Yeah.
If you
So
don't,
why is he on the team if he's not going to be coached?
you're going to sit him over on the sideline, give him one carry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then, what was it? You had the game where you gave him 10 carries and he was the only back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You're trying to do all this little gadget runs and stuff.
Like Nate said, Mike said earlier, he gets too cute, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Just run the damn ball.
And don't get me wrong, I don't mind those plays, but you know what? When you're using them in lieu of a run, that's a problem. If you're using it to mix up the run, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that makes it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when they're used to seeing you going, toss right, toss left, power run middle, and they're used to seeing this, and then you throw that reverse on them, it catches them off guard a lot of times. So I'm okay with that. But if you're running those, but you're not running the toss right, toss left, because you got those zones to the right, to the left. Sometimes we even run power left, power right. We don't always run zone. We mix it up, and that keeps them off guard too. But you're not running. That's the problem. You're not running. Quarterback runs are not exactly what I call, when I say run the football with the running backs. Maybe you need to be more specific. I want 25 to 30 runs a game with the running backs. And it doesn't have to be all one guy. It can be 12 here, 10 there, 7 there. I'm fine with that. That's what we do. I have no problem. I'm not saying you got to have a guy carry the ball 20 times, 25 times. But when you got one running back, all of a sudden, here was the thing. It was almost like he has a disease when it comes to Trey Sermon. It's like it hurt him to give him that ball 16 times that one game, because he was the only back. Well, they brought some backs in that they handed the ball a few times, but they handed him the ball 16 times, and he did pretty well. Almost averaged 5 yards a carry in that game. But, but in other games, they act like they didn't want to give him the ball. They gave Elijah Mitchell the ball. But, even in this game, they didn't do that. They gave him the ball 9 times. Yeah. Sermon the ball 1 time. And the quarterback ran, not all design runs, but he had nearly as many design runs as
Elijah.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he ran the ball 16 times in that game. Man.
That's not a good mixture when you're
16 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know probably about 5 or 6 of those were scramble plays, and I don't really count those. But you still ran at 8 or 9.
Yeah, when you're running your other running back that you moved up into the third round to draft one time. Yeah, that's just and I understand maybe Elijah Mitchell's coming off of injury. They were kind of maybe just bringing him in, but Sermon?
But Sermon,
yeah,
1 carry, and he was completely healthy. That
Yeah,
doesn't make
that makes no.
sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because Elijah's the one supposedly they're trying to ease him in. He had more carries than Sermon. So that, to your point,
Yeah.
you're right. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
You would
You know,
think Elijah would have one carry.
if you'd have heard both of them had around 10 carries, we wouldn't even be having this discussion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't even brought it up. I'm like, I'm fine with it because you know what? You run him 10 times, you run him about 10, 9 or 10, and let's say you run the quarterback 5 or 6. I'm good.
Yeah, but when you have 10 carries both combined, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's absolutely no.
Real quick, I just want to welcome Christian Carver to the show. What's up, brother? How is anyway, moving on. That face of Nate, bro, it's priceless. That is just stupid.
Yeah,
What is?
your boy, the Cardinal Rule had something to say
Oh
about
yeah, I
the
wanted to go back
Niners.
to that. That's a good point. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. Go ahead and read it, Florida.
In my opinion, as an outsider, he's a Cardinal fan, obviously. The Niners' problem is simply they don't have the stability at QB. Jimmy isn't healthy. Lance isn't ready. When either of those situations improves, they'll be fine. Um, I'll respond to that if I may.
Go for it.
So, of course, with any team, if your quarterback is not available due to injury, your team will have a regression. Majority of the starters, it's rare that backups are backups because they're not as good as the starters, right? It's rare to see a backup come in and outperform the starter the whole season. Look at Seattle, perfect example. They're struggling now. With that being said, if a backup comes in and we get more execution, and this is the Cardinal Rule, this is the theme of the entire show. It's not about being fine. It's about executing while we're being fine. We can struggle with the backup quarterback, but as we've proven before, when we had lesser than capable quarterbacks with Nick Mullins and Beathard, we seem to scheme up or call plays that got guys more productivity. But when you have a quarterback that's not available because Garoppolo's injury prone as much, even when Garoppolo's healthy, they're not scheming enough to again. If the health is the biggest concern and Lance development is the biggest concern, why do you get away from running the ball 20 plus times? That's my question to you. If we're going to be fine because you saying Garoppolo's hurt, well, what about when he's healthy and we run the ball 10 times with collective running backs? If he's healthy, which he's been healthy before he got hurt, we had those issues, and you see the results. We struggle with the Eagles. We lose 3 games in a row. So that's my question to you. How do you justify that when Garoppolo's healthy and playing, but we're still not executing because of bad coaching? How do you answer that? How do you explain that?
You don't. That's poor, poorly coached. Poor play calling, which
Right.
eventually will manifest itself as bad coaching. And if you continue to coach poorly, you will ultimately be replaced.
And
And
this is
I don't
why, yeah,
go
this is
ahead.
why I said I don't really think it matters if Garoppolo's healthy right now or not, because health is not our issue. I'm just saying it's going back to coaching, like I've been saying. But I see the Cardinal Rule responding. He says to clarify, Bobby, fine. I don't mean mediocre. I mean the team has the talent to execute their offense and win. I agree they didn't run the ball enough. See my previous comment.
Well, huh? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Tom, I don't know who he is, but might want to clarify that. Um, you know, the bottom line is he just needs to do better. That's the bottom line. Kyle needs to do better for his team and better as a play caller. Just be a better coach. Bottom line. And until he does, it's kind of hard to hold individuals accountable. It's tough.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was telling Beto earlier. with the whole calling out individual players.
Well,
I'm going for the top.
I mean, even the one that he got on, yeah, I watched a lot of holding calls being called in that last game when Trey Lance started, and they were coming for more than coming for more than what's it called? Just just McGlinchey. I mean, uh, the left tackle definitely got called for a couple of holding calls too. And that's what happens when your guys back there in the pocket. You got to learn. You can't keep those mitts on people because they start running around in different directions because of what he's doing, and you got to react to that. That's an adjustment, and I feel like give them a little while to play with him, and that'll stop. Yeah, yeah. We had
Yeah,
an excessive number of those types of penalties called that day, and it takes time.
yeah.
I'm not
That
worried
that's
about
that's why I'm not getting on
any.
McGlinchey. Much he had one game with the man. I mean, come on, it's crazy.
Wasn't the thing is wasn't now McGlinchey had a horrible game.
Yeah,
Take nothing away
sure,
from that. But
sure.
uh, there was a whole lot of people out there getting called for holding that night, that day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm just not putting it on one man in a team effort when he's never played with a guy before. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he had a great game. Obviously, he didn't have a great game. He had a bad performance, but that's not my concern or issue. He's played with this guy one time for a whole full game, and then we just throw him to the wolves. Like, no, man, no. Especially when our coach is not putting nobody in position to succeed. The cardinal rule, I think the clarified comment was regarding Tom when Boston Hader was asking Tom about his comment regarding the Ravens. I don't think that was aimed at you, my friend. I think that was Boston Hader was asking Tom about to clarify who he was talking to in the chat when Tom commented about against the Ravens he passed once.
yeah. I don't know who he's talking about. Who passed once against the Ravens? Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess Mike McGlinchey got Beto, so me and you holding it down. But
Oh man, I just came back.
there he goes.
I had to use the restroom. I'm jumping in right now.
Yeah, I thought maybe McGlinchey knocked him out.
I thought so too. I was like, damn, maybe he's holding McGlinchey and McGlinchey's holding him.
If somebody would have read the private
right
comments,
Yeah, that was tough talk right there. I was like, man, look at him.
it was
Okay, I see.
it was the Ray-Ban glasses, bro. I took them off.
Oh, you're
I
good.
put on my sissy glasses now.
There you go.
So now
man.
I just gonna just sit here and look cute.
Yeah, but hey, with all due respect to my man, the Cardinal Rule, in fairness, we were in your red zone multiple times, and we definitely should have put up more than 7 points.
Yeah.
Even with the Trey Lance that's not developed yet, we had chances to win that game.
We had 9 possessions, and 8 of them we were on their side of the field and scored 10 points.
Yes.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I can blame
I attribute that.
I can blame the play calling, first of all, the coach.
Yes.
I can blame an inexperienced quarterback who inconsistent. I can blame. I can go on. I'm not gonna. It's a laundry list of stuff I can blame as to why that happened. So
Okay, I know that we're getting ready to wrap up the show, but just for fun, when we say things about like you got a lot of fans out here talking about they want to see Kyle Shanahan gone, which again, that's too premature to say something like that. He has a body of work that obviously is credible enough to be a good head coach. However, he's underperforming. Now, if he keeps going in this direction, Beto at the end of a lot of shows like to ask us our opinion about outcomes of games. I'm going to say we're going to lose this game until Kyle Shanahan shows me something different. I'm not confident in Kyle Shanahan to, change things. I feel like he's going to have a trend for a while until his ego is checked. Maybe after the bye week, somebody got in his ear, but we'll see. I hope I'm incorrect. But my question real quick was if Kyle Shanahan, people talk about wanting to fire him prematurely or whatever, and people will say, well, like me, I'll say, well, who are you replacing with? Well, let's be honest. If Kyle Shanahan goes in this direction for the rest of the season, is there anybody that's an up and coming coordinator on the team that you would be considering? I mean, there are teams right now that are playing very well that might have coordinators that potentially don't have
But
that problem, but they don't have that experience either. So keep that in mind for you guys wanting to fire Kyle Shanahan. They don't have head coaching experience. There's no guarantee they're going to come in and not do something similar. They got to have an ego and believe in what they do. And that's what I see in Kyle Shanahan. He believes in what he does. For some reason, he thinks running the ball less is effective, and it's not. So it's hard to tell somebody that when they don't have accountability. I just want to know from the fans, if you're on the bandwagon of fire Kyle Shanahan or you're disappointed with him, give me one name right now in the chat that you'll replace him with.
Yeah, anybody that's thinking that, bro, it's
Oh, but I'm addressing it because it's a real topic
no,
in the
it is.
Niner community.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
Get rid of him, fire him. Who are
After
you gonna,
5 bad games of play calling, they're firing a man who's turned his program around in 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's probably underachieving right now, but his body of work says a lot. He's a great play caller. I think Nate said it previously that I just think he has too much on his plate, and he.
But didn't he have too much on his plate? Didn't he have too much on his plate when he accepted his job? What's the difference now between now and when he took this job?
Hold on. I say he's got too much on his plate. I don't mean as a head coach. I mean, you're the head coach. You're the offensive play caller. Maybe you need to be more of an overseer and back away from the whole weekly play calling thing. Maybe that's too much. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that
Okay.
he's in over his head, because it seems like he gets his team behind him. His team plays hard for him. So I think he's probably a good leader in that respect. But my thing is he trying to do too much?
Well, wasn't he the same head coach when he got here? Like, did he not? Didn't he call his own plays the entire time he's been here, or did he delegate it more when he had other offensive coordinators that before they left?
He's never delegated it, but I think that that's part of his problem.
Well, I'm saying why is it an issue now and it wasn't an issue in 2019?
But if you were listening to me, it was. I said I think he's doing
So
too much. I said
right, but
he's a new young coach. He
right.
doesn't need to wear all those hats. He needs to
Oh no,
focus
I
on
agree
doing.
with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But what I'm asking is, why was his play calling not an issue most of his career here until now? That's what I'm asking. He's been wearing these same hats.
Was it not? Come on. I mean, there's been times even in victory that we've sat back and questioned his play calling. So that's not new. It just seems like we're questioning it more because there's a lot more to question. And I don't think that, it was ever where it was a thing where it seemed like, most of the things that come off that sideline were pretty solid play calls. And like, we could dissect 5, 6 calls a game that were, what was that? But now
Yeah,
it's like
but
it's creeping up a little more. Like it's like the whole game kind of looks not
but you
right.
couldn't dissect games where 5 or 6 plays is going to happen regardless. But you couldn't dissect games where he didn't have 20+ runs until
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's why I said it's only gotten worse. That's exactly
Well,
what I
yeah,
said. I was saying
yeah.
he had too much on his plate back then.
Of course, I agree. But like I said, I don't understand, and we all agree on this. We don't understand why the lack of run, and I think until that gets resolved, we can go. I can accept a few bad play calls here. There, nobody calls a 100% perfect game, so I'm not going to hold him to that. Me personally, I don't care if he calls 5 or 6 bad plays. If he's calling 94% of the plays good, I don't give a damn. What I do care is when you get away from your bread and butter, which is running the ball 20+ more. That's what I care about. You know, and if you do that, those 5 6 plays mean nothing because the other 94% of the time outweighs that. That's how I feel.
Sure, but you want to know what else I bring up in some of those? what is really the concern for most people, because we remember those 5 or 6 plays because of the situation more so than, because if it was just random 1st and 10, in the middle of the second quarter, we wouldn't remember that. You know what we remember? Where he, you know, threw a 25-yard pass up the sideline that the quarterback sailed it out of bounds on 3rd and 3 when we're in a tight game. We remember when he decides that on 4th and 1, he's going to punt in the middle of the field. We remember stuff more like that, and he's notorious for punting on 4th and 1, 4th and 2. I mean, on the plus side of the field, I don't, I don't get it. So, this is not something that's new to this season. That's his MO, is to be conservative. And the thing I don't understand even more so is, why is he conservative when he's got his players at full strength, when he's got his quarterback, when he's got most or all of his offensive line and his weapons all around. He wants to be passive. But when you got Nick Mullins in the game, all of a sudden now you're aggressive. I don't get that.
Well, I think we hit it the nail on the head. He's a young coach who's still learning, and he's wearing too many hats, and that's probably what it is. I think he's trying to be confident in his ability to lead his team, but also find himself. And because he's trying to show he believes in what he's think about it, this guy traded up to get a guy who hasn't played in over a year, and he's trying to show that I believe in what I'm doing. So there is a bit of a chip on his shoulder. But then the other side of it is he's wearing too many hats. He's not delegating enough. He needs to let other people call the plays. He needs to trust other people, and he needs to build a team that does what he wants to do so he can oversee things more and actually be more effective. And I agree with that. But until he learns to do that, hopefully we don't get rid of him, because I think he has the potential to be that guy for the foreseeable future, especially since he drafted Trey Lance. That's why I don't want him fired, because he drafted Trey Lance. You bring in somebody else, they got to inherit that. And I don't know if that's a good thing. But if he did it, then he just needs to have an overseer. And York, show some damn something. Stop, privately. If you're not doing it publicly, I agree. That's not the way to handle it. But privately, you better be in Kyle Shanahan's grill for these last couple of weeks to say, yo, I don't know X's and O's, you do, but I do know you have the ability to get it done, and I gave you the keys to this beautiful franchise. You better not screw it up. That's at least you can say that.
Yeah, he's not getting the same results that he did in 2019. So
yeah,
he might not know X's and O's, but he knows that the coaching this year is not the same as 2019. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully with this bye week, Kyle Shanahan will took a seat back and just reminisced and kind of self-evaluated, what he's been doing, and realize it hasn't been working. And hopefully he'll get back to the old Kyle Shanahan that we know. And we'll see. But we're going to find out a lot in this game against the Colts, if he has done that or if he's going to continue to roll whatever he's rolling with, depending on how many runs attempts we get to our running backs. And now we have Michael Hasty back, so we're going to see if he's going to run the ball more or not. Before we go and we call it a night, you guys we had a great show tonight, by the way. Great topics, great discussions. How many attempts do you think we'll run the ball Sunday night? Just as a guess. Of course, we don't know.
We got to be more than that, because you know what? Last game, we had 27 run attempts.
Not good.
That's not bad. We only had 28 pass attempts. It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's a fine balance. But the quarterback ran 16 of those 27 run attempts.
That's where the problem was. Got you.
Yeah. So see, what we need is 25 to 30 run attempts from the running backs. And I'm not talking about Juszczyk. I'm talking about the tailbacks. That's what we need.
Okay. What about you, Mike?
I believe Kyle Shanahan is going to run 0 attempts.
Stop it.
Now you're just being angry at him.
That's
Man.
There's no way he can. I mean,
He sees DeForest Buckner, so why would he run?
I know you're jokingly there.
That's it. You just named it. That's the reason why. Because he's not really effective against the run. He's kind of
We'll see,
Uh,
man. I mean, I'm hoping for more than what he's done, but right now, I'm going to say what I feel. I don't expect him to do. I'm not optimistic about him running the ball collectively as a unit. I mean, Hasty's back. Okay, cool. But you got Trey Sermon there, and I believe Trey Sermon is better than what we see. I believe Trey Sermon is probably our best back, at least on paper. He is, I think. But we got to go off what's happening. And right now, Mitchell seems to be the best option. But I think Trey Sermon's better.
unfortunately,
Give him
Kyle
some
doesn't
damn
agree.
opportunities.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I see that. Give him opportunities, and Trey Sermon can show why he's better.
I just don't understand why you move up into the third round, trade with your rival, the Rams, and not utilize this kid. I mean, they saw something in college that they liked about him. So, and I've been hearing stories that he was a John Lynch pick and not Shanahan. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all.
Lynch pick. Hey, they're all their picks. Bottom line is, like I said, they're joined at the hip. Kyle basically picked John as his GM, so it doesn't matter. They're both responsible.
Yeah, he's just a mouthpiece for
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's not a mouthpiece. I mean, he's very much a part of what they do. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if it's his. They're both responsible at the end of the day.
Yeah, the both should take the credit and they both should take the responsibilities if things don't work out right.
Who the hell drafted Solomon Thomas? That's what I want to know.
John Lynch. And he said it because he was familiar with him.
They both are responsible, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who drafted him. Let's put it this way. I don't see one getting fired without the other one going right behind him. So
I don't want to fire something that I know is good and has worked before. I just want them to change their approach,
And
their
who
philosophical
got
approach.
a raise first between them?
doesn't matter, but I believe it was Kyle. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it happened shortly thereafter. It's not like it was a big deal. Months later, like a month or two later, he got his.
No, I know. I'm just messing with that. They can't do it at the same day. They want to give each person their own time. It's not like they're sitting there. Let's sign one today and one tomorrow. They got other pressing issues at the time. But anyway, a great show, and I guess we can end the show with the Boston Red Sox losing and not making it to the World Series. So for all your Red Sox fans, next year, bye. Yeah. At this point, Nate doesn't care who wins. All he knows is
he
the Red
does.
Sox won't be there.
He does care who wins.
I have a vested interest. No, don't get me wrong. Now, that was the first agenda. Now,
Okay.
I am a Braves.
Now that they're out, now you're rooting for the Braves all the way. Is that a word?
Oh, no, that's I'm always rooting for the Braves, but it is more important to get Boston out of there.
That's crazy. Right? That's crazy within itself, man.
It is what it is.
Hey, real quick before I let go, and I know people won't get this right. Who is Boston haters' favorite football team? Can anybody mention in the comments real quick before we say goodnight? Who is his favorite football team? Mike, you don't answer.
Germany.
I know Tom can answer. Tom better know.
Who is the Boston haters' favorite football team?
Germany.
Professional football team.
Germany. Screw the Colts.
Anybody? Here we go. Let's see here.
Yeah, I guess not.
Nobody knows?
Yeah.
It's real simple, right?
Yeah, it is actually.
It's really simple. People are looking at me like it's a trick question. It's a trick question.
It's
It's
really
not.
Maybe they're overcomplicating it like Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. Don't overthink it, Kyle.
Yeah, I think they are.
All right. Anyway,
Who
for
is
those
Boston haters' favorite football team? They got to know the answer to this.
yeah, I'll tell you one thing.
Tom, you're fired from life for that
Oh
statement.
Oh,
wow,
Tom. Tom, and I like you so
look at the
much.
Cardinal rules.
Two
Oh,
big.
the Cardinal rule. Oh, my gosh.
Corey was a lot closer, but
Well, I can expect that from the Cardinal rule because he doesn't really know Nate, but Tom, unacceptable.
yeah,
But
Corey,
the Cardinal rule sees his name, Boston hater. He knows that he's being sarcastic. He typed it in all caps.
I know.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
the Dolphins.
okay.
Corey,
just
it's not
make
the
it-
Niners.
Yeah, that's close.
That's close.
Basically,
And it could be the
whoever's
Dolphins, right?
It could be. It could be the Niners.
Yeah.
It could be any of those teams except for the Patriots.
So just to be clear, his favorite team in the NFL is whoever plays the Patriots.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
See?
There you go.
Boston is my favorite team that day.
Oh, man. I can't believe they didn't get that.
The Niners become second to that. Yeah, Buffalo, some days, when they play twice a year.
Listen, guys, if you rewind this show towards the end, Brother Boston Hater said his first agenda is to see Boston lose.
This is why
then the Braves win.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention. His
This is why
name
I
is
brought the
Boston
question.
Hater, for goodness sakes.
Yeah. This is why I brought the question of what I did because of that statement, Mike.
Yeah, they said the Niners, the Dolphins. No, anybody that plays Boston is his favorite team.
Yeah.
First, and then the Niners.
And Luke
That's
Luna-
how much he hates them.
And Luke Luna, if I'm not mistaken, you're a little hurt because I believe you're a red.
I
Sox fan.
already put something in the comments for him.
Oh, did you?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, he was talking about Braves, Red Sox would have been cool. I was like, getting Boston out of there is paramount. You already got there on a Mickey Mouse ho-hum one-game playoff. You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yep.
Shouldn't even been in the playoffs. Guys should have been sitting at home. The fact that you got there, you played, you lost, you're gone, goodbye. Nothing personal? Yeah, it is. I'm not lying. It is.
And that laugh, don't mistake it as friendly.
Yeah. You don't know if it's an evil laugh or a friendly laugh. It's the same.
That laugh is villainous, bro. That laugh is villainous.
Boston, it's not friendly, I assure you.
Yeah.
So I warned him.
But it's funny, and we'll close it with this. It's funny how Mike said, you guys got to pay attention because he did make that statement about the baseball, and then I bring the reference of his favorite football team, and people were like, if anything, whoever said the Dolphins or the Cardinal Rules was closer than Corey ever was.
Definitely closer than the ones that said Patriots.
Or Niners. Well, no. No, Niners. Yeah, never mind, because they play the Patriots too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones that say Patriots. Well, the Cardinal Rules kind of said, I hate the Cowboys too, bro. Yeah. Well, that's one thing I noticed Cardinal fans and Niners
Honestly,
fans.
I'm probably one of the few. I really don't hate the Cowboys.
I hate the Dallas Cowboys with a passion. They're my most hated team in the NFL.
I agree.
Screw Dallas Cowboys.
Same here.
What happened was a thing of beauty last weekend.
Yeah, I would rather watch the Cowboys lose and Patriots win.
The Cowboys beating Boston. They were my favorite team last week. Just saying. Sucks for them. Bye.
Not me. I hate Dallas.
You would rather have the Boston win, right, Mike? Be honest.
No. I hate both.
But one has to win.
Yeah.
They can tie like real football.
Like soccer?
Well, you're used
like
to
real
that
football.
You're used to that.
They can tie like real football.
On that note, I like the way you said that he's used to that tie stuff. Anyway, on that note, man, guys, we've been on here almost 2 hours.
Good show, man.
Yeah. So,
damn it.
Anything you guys want to say before we go?
Screw the Colts and screw Colt from Three Ninjas.
Oh shit! I just got a pain. But anyway, anything you want to say, Nate?
Yeah, congratulations to the Red Sox, of course.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Red Sox. See you next year. Sayonara. All right, guys. Real quick, I just want to thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Continue to support the N.W.A. Share it with your friends, those fellow Niner fans. But like Nate likes to say, don't bring the crazy ones in. But invite.
Don't make me block people.
Don't make them block them. Yeah. Just keep it. Just keep it. Football, and you'll be all right. But we just don't. I just want to thank my panel, man. I want to thank Florida Mike and the Boston Hater for showing up tonight, man, and also E-Man, where his wife allowed him to type in a few words in the comments. We appreciate you, E-Man, for stepping up.
Maybe
Come on, bro. His wife allowed him. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. His wife allowed him,
and
he got a permission slip.
And I just want to say to all the dads out there, make sure you don't catch your sons watching or talking to people they shouldn't talk to. On that note, I'm out of here. Peace.